Yes, welcome back to another episode of Millionaire Before 30, where we are on a mission.
Guys, we are on a mission. Brent said it as perfect as we can. You guys, we created this show to give you the exact blueprint to be a millionaire before 30. I want you guys to understand this show is not just designed for people that are 29 and under. You can apply this at any age.
That's right.
We're just trying to give a blueprint to those that are the younger generation and a 5-step process to be able to be financially free. That's what we're all trying to be.
That's right.
My name is Ryan Zolin.
I am Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP. Sorry for interrupting you there, but we are excited. Today is the day. Today we're going to break down Ryan's business. You can see a little prelude to this behind me. He's going to show you exactly the deals that he has closed, where he's getting his income from, and how he is finding the biggest and best deals in an extremely competitive market here in Phoenix, Arizona, right? But before we get into it, let's get into the blueprint, all right? This is the foundation, guys. It's 5 easy steps, and I'm telling you, you implement this, you will win, all right? So the first step here always is to do a deal. Do your first deal. We're in real estate. We love real estate. It has absolutely changed our lives, and it changed it so fast, right? Yep. But the first step is always to do a deal. That's what's going to give you that proof of concept. That's what's going to take you from faith that you can do this business to turning it into fact, and then it's just rinse and repeat until
you go full-time in the business.
That's it.
Once you're full-time, you have so many more opportunities. This is just basic math. I mean, keep it simple for us, right? You have more time, you have more opportunities, which is just going to lead to more deals being closed. Obviously, we are completely understanding that you have to be able to do the deal first, and then there is usually a step where you have to make sure you have some reserves saved up before you go full-time. That's all the strategy behind it, but once you go full-time, you have more opportunities presented to themselves in front of you every single day. So you go from full-time to then killing the debt, which Brent will talk about.
That's right. And just another side note on full-time in this business. Listen, when you're starting out and you do your deal, you're self-employed. And then you get into this business full-time and you're still self-employed. You're still on the court. You're still having to dribble, shoot the basketball, do all the things to get paid. You still have to show up every single day and trade your time for money. But as you start going full-time in the business, you become a business owner. Right? And then you start expanding. But to be able to do that, you got to make sure that you're not spending all of your money, all of your earned income on interest to another company, to a bank. That's essentially what we're talking about, is killing the debt. We're not talking about leverage, right? We're talking about debt. We're talking about consumer debt, credit cards, student loans, car loans. Get it paid off so that you're not putting in all this effort and taking all this sacrifice and being out there pushing every single day and being obsessed with your business, and then you're just giving your profits back to the banks. Stop doing it. Kill the debt.
Absolutely. And then once you kill the debt, you're back at stage 1. This is fantastic. This is where you want to be because you have nothing but upside in front of you. You already know how to do the deal. You're full-time. You have no consumer debt. You're able to take your hard-earned income and invest that into assets. This is what we're all trying to achieve by creating this thing called cash flow. This is the beauty of it all. This is where you get passive income. This is where your money starts working for you. This is when you're able to take your hard-earned income and basically replace what you think is, even, again, you said faith to fact. This is the beauty of it. This is where it starts like really like having, what's your saying? Money starts making baby monies.
That's right. Your money starts popping out little baby monies.
And that's it.
That's when it happens, right? That's when you get to the financial freedom. When you're actually building your wealth. And when you're putting in the work and you're getting income based on the amount of value you provide to the community, the amount of value your business provides to the community, you're still trading time for money, right? And that gets you rich, but it doesn't get you wealthy, right? And if we're really smart and we're not going over our skis with liabilities and things to impress people that they really just don't care, right? You know, in your 20s, you're always worried about what people are thinking about you. And then you get into your 40s and you don't care what anybody thinks about you. And then you get older and you realize nobody's thinking about you.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're thinking about themselves, their own lives, their own responsibilities. That girl that you knew in high school, that dude that used to pick on you, they don't care. They're living their lives. Don't do it for them. Don't have that fire in your belly to do it to prove it to your dad, right? Do it to prove it to yourself. All right? That's what you need to focus on. That's what's long lasting, and that's what keeps you from burning out. Yep. Right? Because if you're constantly looking for validation from somebody else, it's not going to happen. You're going to burn out, because burnout happens when there's no end in sight. That's the only time burnout happens. The rest of the time, we understand we're going towards a goal. Go towards your goal. Stay focused in here and do it for you. Do it for your family. You got this. Absolutely incredible. I'm pumped today. I'm pumped today because we're going to be breaking down your business in the first quarter. It's gone absolutely bananas. You've been at you've closed income of $1.3 million in the first 90 days of 2022. Now, I'm going to put an asterisk to that because a lot of that income is coming from flips. We're going to break it down that you guys did in 2021.
Correct.
So we've got a special training.
Yes.
We've got a training, guys. This is going to be a short Millionaire Before 30 because Brian is going to give you guys the blueprint for this whole process. It's going to be an in-depth, like real presentation training at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So we're going to go for about a half hour, give my team enough time to set up, get everything organized so that we are off and running. Okay. And if you want to get into this training at 11 o'clock, it's going to be what, an hour?
Yeah, hour and a half-ish.
Okay, hour and a half at 11. I want you to go to the link right here. Matt, put in the link. TTPagents.com is the link to sign up for this training. TTPagents.com, TTPagents.com. It's going to be scrolling here. We're having some technical difficulty. It's been scrolling the whole time? Oh, he's been trying to get it going the whole time. TTP Agents Guy, free training, 90 minutes with Ryan. It's going to be absolutely bananas. Do not miss out on that. It's going to start at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. How do you get your deals? I mean, I know a lot of a lot of our incredible audience knows how you get your deals, but like, let's get into the nitty gritty.
For sure.
Let's break some of this down.
Yeah. So primarily MLS deals. We get these on-market properties that are listed with another agent, and then we come in. We either represent ourselves, we have another agent that referred us the deal, or we just had somebody on the team that was able to find it. So we have that, and then we also work primarily with agents as well, whether it's referral, their listings, another agent they know, stuff along those lines.
Got it. And Albert, as I'm going through, Albert Bowie here, as I'm going through these numbers, are these accurate?
Oh, 100% accurate.
You're keeping an eye on this?
I keep an eye, man. The systems are dialed. I'm down to the penny on these
So
things.
how do you keep track of this?
Honestly, Excel. Excel and Google Sheets is the best way to share with the team, but if you set up your Excel sheet to keep track of your numbers, that's how efficient your business can be. Because Ryan will attest to this. When I came on board, I was able to break down everything in the systems, and we saw where the dollars were going. Yep. That made us more efficient when we called agents, and now we know where the dollars are flowing.
Yep. Love it. TTPagents.com, guys. It's scrolled there. Just keep it scrolling.
I'm going to.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it scrolling. All right, so let's take a look at this first quarter because I am pumped to take a look and break down how you guys found these deals, how you guys funded these deals, how you guys, how long they took. Like, give the expectations, and then also if somebody's just starting out and they're not doing flips, you know, how to really get these deals wholesaled, because that's a big scary thing, right? Sure. This property's on the MLS. How do I wholesale that? This is direct to an agent. They're setting these deals. How does the agent get paid? Absolutely. Right? How do I build a relationship with them? What do I say to them? What, you know, how do I not come off as, you know, somebody that's new in this business? Yep. Or do I come off as somebody new in this business? All of those things I want to know. So yeah, let's go to the board. Sure. Let's check this out.
Absolutely.
Okay, you go. I'm going to switch here because you got the mic. Go ahead.
You got it. So let's go ahead and move this one out of the way here. There we go. So yeah, this was quarter one. We had $1 million in flips coming in revenue. We can get that number broken down to a penny if you would like, but this was over how many flips, Albert? 4? This was 4 flips. We used
$250,000 average flips.
Correct.
What price point are we talking
So
here?
we mess around in the higher price point. We like to be anything over 500, and I will tell you now, anything around that 500 number is like pulling teeth to be able to get Albert to do that, because that is considered a baby flip for us now.
Okay.
So we like to be in like the 700, really sweet spot, 700 to $1 million. Put in like 100, 200,000, and then you sell it $300,000 more than that.
Got it. So where are you getting your funding to close on these deals?
So we are using a mixture of private money and hard money, and then Albert as well. So
Okay.
Kind of in the mix of
So Albert's throwing some of his cash in, which is great.
Yep.
You've got a private money. How did you find your private money?
Relationships. So just being in real estate as long as I have, I mean, I always knew raising private
How
capital.
long have you been in real estate?
6 years.
Okay, so 6 years. You're telling friends and family what you're
Friends
doing?
and family. I'm telling people that I just run into at the grocery store. I mean, there's been guys that are friends of friends of friends that have found me through social media that reach out. They're like, hey, there was a guy at the meetup. He was a former baseball player that was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but you do. Can I just give you money? And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's that simple.
What kind of terms do you give them?
It just depends on what they're looking for return-wise, but 10 to 12% is our average.
And when they get, let's say you get $100,000, right? They get 12%. Are you paying them every single month?
So it all depends on the investor, but for all of them that we have so far, like the ones that are coming up, they might be interested in the monthly payments, but everyone else is by deal. So at the end of the deal, they get paid their 10%.
So it rolls all in. They get their money back at the closing through the title company.
Yep.
Okay, great.
That's it.
Yep.
So we have $1 million in flips across 4 flips. We have $200,000 in wholesale fees and then $100,000 in commission. So that was our quarter one. We had 21 closed and we have 13 in escrow.
So 21, 4 of those are flips.
4 of those are
right?
flips.
So you got 17 wholesale.
17 wholesale, and the mix of them would be either with commission, without commission, and then we have a few traditional deals in there as well.
Okay, got it. So with 17 deals at 200K,
Yep.
right? Or should we count the 300K?
We should count 300 because they're all going to be basically
17
together.
deals. Let's say for the people that aren't agents and aren't getting commissions, obviously there's an advantage to having your license, right? Which is you get the commissions from the MLS deals. And so you are 300,000 into 17. Can somebody do the math on the average that they make for their wholesale deals with commission and wholesale? So 300,000 divided by 17. Who's got it?
Albert does. Somebody does.
Okay. This is taking a lot longer than it should.
17,600.
17,000. All right, 17,000 average. All right, good. Okay, good. You've got 13 in escrow right now.
Correct.
How much is your marketing budget?
0.
What?
$0.
Is that for real?
Yeah, I mean, like we'll fuck around and throw like $100, $200 like in random lists and stuff, but
Okay.
I mean it's nothing crazy.
Hey, social media is free.
Yeah.
I can post a reel on my Instagram, and I got a guy from Maryland that hit me up in my DMs like, "You buy houses?" I'm like, "Yeah, are you local?" And then he's like, "Oh no, I'm out in Maryland." My reels go far and beyond, so social media is free.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. So 13 in escrow. We've got 2 of them are traditional buyers. 2 are actually no, those aren't even listings. So we have 2 traditional buyers, and then the rest are all wholesale.
How long did it take you in your real estate career to get to flipping properties? Did you start with wholesale? Did you start with flips? What did you do?
I started off as a traditional real estate agent.
Right.
This is where I think my like niche actually like helped me is that a lot of people will just jump into one or the other side. I started off as an agent where I was literally doing open houses, door knocking, cold calling, showing houses, listing houses.
Right.
Then transitioned to commercial and business broker.
Yeah.
So then I was doing like some big dog transactions, like multi-million-dollar light industrial deals to actually selling companies.
Cool.
And then after that grew a team. Then it started going into the investment space after that. After I got introduced to Jamil, I learned about wholesale through obviously temp, but then Jamil taught me it. And then I just kind of started wholesaling to build capital. I realized as a traditional agent, like everybody's crushing it, right? Like everyone's a multi-million-dollar producer.
Right.
You do $3 million in transactions. It's like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. That's doing well, but I think that like there was a next level I needed to get to.
Well, just to clarify, when he says $3 million in transactions, that's the
sales
volume
price.
of the properties. That's
Yep.
not their income.
Right.
The income on that's about 2%, so about $60,000. So when people say multi-million-dollar producer, it's really like, you know,
60K.
yeah.
Yep. And then on top of that too, they have to pay taxes, they have to pay their brokers. So when it's all said and done, that $3 million really turned out to be 30. So
Got it.
yeah, so I started doing that. Then I went to wholesale. I built up capital, and then in the meantime, I was just like learning from temp. I was learning from these guys through social media, like send me your deals, build relationships, raise private capital. So around year 3, I went really heavy into that strategy, and then that's when Albert kind of approached back into my life, and he was like, "Hey, I see you're a realtor. Do you want to sell this house for me?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's nice. It's vacant. It's remodeled." This is easy.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about people maneuvering through showings. Hey, can you get the kids out, the dogs out? What times work for you?
Yeah.
it was just so easy. And so at that point, Albert ended up making some money, and I was like, okay, well, let's do this again. So then we started wholesaling and then listing the properties for him. Did that for a few times, and then finally I was like, hey, I'm no mathematician, but we're making some good money just messing around doing this once a year.
Yeah.
What if we decided to do this full time together and did 10 plus in 1 year?
Love it.
So then we've been together now for a year. He's joined with us February of last year, and then we just kind of blew up.
So Albert, you were doing flips before?
Yeah, let me tell you this. When he says mess around, we definitely were messing around because I did the first 2 flips with my 2 hands. So I went through and I documented, I put it on Instagram on my stories, let people know like, hey, I'm just trying to figure it out. That's how I knew when I got into flips. But it took 2 years and 2 flips in those 2 years for me to learn, all right, now I understand the process. Let's blow it up.
Got it.
Yeah, and so it was, hey, get you out, have other people go in, you manage the people because you know what needs to be done.
Yeah.
It was like a perfect mesh.
I love it.
Last year was like the first real year of doing flips in my opinion. But as for like how long, it's been like 3 years, but just very minimal. So
Got it. And you personally were more focused on wholesale
all the time.
Right?
And I still am. Wholesale is my focus.
Why?
And easy capital. It's just quick turn and burn.
Yep.
And also the specialty we found, we can maximize profits and make just as much as what you make in a flip in a week.
Yeah.
So we do that primarily, but then at the same time,
Well, not your flips.
no. But that's the beauty of this, because in this model, as you build up capital through commission and wholesale, you can look at these 13 in escrow and say, hell yeah, I want that one right there.
Right.
Let's take that one, let's flip it.
Yep.
Then you have the other 12 that still build capital that allow that to go into the flips, then use private money, hard money, other people's, and you're able to turn around and be extremely profitable.
Love it.
So.
Love it. Guys, let's celebrate this. This is for you, brother. 1.3.
Let's go. Let's go.
That is incredible. Guys, 11 o'clock. Ryan's going to be breaking this all down in for an hour and a half. So definitely get on that training so that you understand and get into the mind and get into the specific details. Like, what are they going to learn on the training?
They're going to learn how to talk to the agents, what those conversations look
what
like.
to say?
Yeah. So I break it down in like a 3-step process, what the types of transactions are. I go into a little bit about my background and the full story so people can kind of understand the timeline. I think there's a lot of comparison in general in real estate, but I want people to understand kind of like what we were just talking about. I didn't do this overnight. I failed hard for 3.5 years as a realtor. Yeah. Like I was doing well and consistent, but I also wasn't really making money. So I want people to understand that. And then lastly, we just touch it off with just showing some examples of like how to do this on a high level. And then we're going to answer any questions people have.
Awesome. Guys, give us a like if you like our new neon sign, huh? This is the first time we don't have the background. We just decided to open it up because we got the cool new sign that Alejandra and Matt worked hard on getting ordered and getting over to us. I think it looks great. So hit that like button if you guys also appreciate this. Enjoy having a little bit of depth to our conversation. It feels weird having this much space with you. That is awesome. That is awesome. Okay, so you're going to learn who to have conversations with, what to say to them, how to start building that relationship, what strategies to use when they do start sending you some opportunities or when you do start going through deals on the MLS.
I mean, that's really important.
That's a big question. It's one of the biggest questions we get on here on our live show is how do you pay agents if it's a wholesale deal? Right? How do you pay agents? How are they involved? Don't they, aren't they kind of working against you? Don't they want to just get as much as they can for their client for this deal? And so a lot of those questions are going to be answered in the live training at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Awesome.
Yes, sir.
So I think it's really interesting. The way that you can have this, the $1 million in flips and keep a lot of those profits is to be able to, one, have a really good track record of finding discounted properties. That's what a lot of the investors are going to be looking at that just want to be your private money lenders. It's going to be what the hard money lenders are looking at. The more reps you have, the more deals you do with the hard money lenders in your town, the better rates you're going to get, or they're just going to kind of process your deals faster. They end up just like you're like a preferred client.
Absolutely.
You know, you kind of get the white glove treatment with the hard money guys, where you can literally just send them an address, they'll send you back how much they'll give you, and it's like that, guys. I'm telling you, hard money, they should change it. Like private money is like when you go and you raise it from your friends and family. Hard money is like an actual like bank institution, but not really. It's a bunch of people that go out, they get a license to lend money, and then they go to all the different doctors, attorneys, CEOs, and they go and they get the money at like 8% and lend it out at 12%. That's all hard money is, guys. That's all it is. They're just arbitrage on people that want to get a good, secured return. It's an interesting business for sure, but it's not scary. It's not some dude that's gonna break your knees or something. You know what I mean? It's not like a loan shark type of thing.
Right.
That's what I always thought when I heard hard money. I was like, man, hard money seems. What it means is hard. That hard part means they lend on the hard asset. They'll look at the actual property and lend off of that, not lend off of your qualifications, your credit score, your income level, your job history, all that stuff. They don't care. They're looking at, okay, what is this building worth? Okay, we'll lend 60% of that.
Yep.
They put themselves in a strong position. It's usually 12 to 14%, just depends. It could be all the way down in some agents that are very competitive, and you're able to do those flips and leverage that. So, guys, the reason I'm going through this whole thing and I'm unraveling the mystery of hard money is because you start with doing a deal. You start with finding discounted properties. And then, Matt, do we have that graphic? You know which one I'm talking about. And then you start going into the other ones, right? Fix and flip. Putting money into your rental portfolio, development, be in the bank, coaching and mentorship, right? But it starts, see how the ground there is wholesaling? And what you guys are talking about here, and the only reason you get to this is because your marketing budget isn't eating up your business.
Correct. Yeah. That's the most beautiful thing of this. Like I didn't realize in the business world, people are happy around 15 to 20% profit margins. Like legitimately to 15 to 20%.
I mean, if it's a $100 million business, sure.
Absolutely. And for us,
if it's $1 million business, you've got a high-paying job.
Absolutely. And so then we are at 77% last year, and we are at about 92%.
Alejandra has a question. She's got her hand raised.
With your training at 11 o'clock, if they register and they can't watch the whole thing, is it going to be recorded?
Yes.
There you go.
1,000%. It will be recorded. There'll be a replay, but I think you have to go to ttpagents.com. Just register. If you're registered, it'll give you a replay. Yeah, for sure. Yep. ttpagents.com. Look at that. We have so many TTP
links.
Yeah, so many domain names. It's incredible. I love it. But 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, guys. It's starting in 35 minutes or so. So make sure that you hop on there. Sorry we didn't get to a lot of question and answers, but I wanted to give you guys the nitty gritty of what Ryan's talking about, because I think that there's a lot of mystery into what you do. It's not like what I train, going straight to the property owner, ugly houses, big checks, go talk to that homeowner that has the windows boarded up and everything terrible. You're talking to the agents that represent the people that have their properties boarded up, right? You're talking to the agents that have the properties that are dated and need some love and need some renovation and doing all that, and making a $17K average. Now that's blended between the commission and the wholesale, but 2/3 of that is wholesale. So I would say probably $12,000 average deal wholesale. Is that fair to say?
So it's actually at 12, 15,000 is about spot on, and then commission's usually about 10.
But then as you build that track record, build your bank account, because you're not giving all your money to direct mail, pay-per-click, phone prospectors, text blast, all that stuff. You're not giving your income away to that, so you have more of a chunk so that you can do $1 million in flips in 90 days. Yep. Which really built up.
Yeah, and we just bought 3 more flips too. I mean, we're doing well. That's what it's about. You start with finding the deals, then you start doing all these other things. Yeah, awesome, absolutely incredible. What else are you excited to talk about
on the training?
I'm just excited to spread the message. I think there's so many people that, like you said, there's a lot of mystery.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that will go and watch this on YouTube, or they go to a seminar, or they hear about somebody that maybe even does fix and flips, and they fall just ass backwards into wholesale.
Yeah.
It's very easy to do a little bit of research and find out that you need to have cold callers, direct to seller marketing, sales skills, and before you even get started, you're caught up in logos, systems,
CRM.
trainings. Like, just take action. My whole strategy of what I try to teach people is that I'm trying not to be biased, but I think this is the best place to start.
Yeah.
Be licensed. You don't even need to, but if you are, you're going to need it in the future. So again, if you are licensed, great. If you're not, you don't need to. Go and do a couple of deals. Work with agents with $0 in marketing. Take that money you just made, reinvest what you then have into yourself.
Who's the best? Like, what's the best audience for this training? Like, when you put together this training, who were you thinking of? Who was in your mind when you were putting this together?
Primarily real estate agents.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's also for newer investors.
Okay.
So the slogan of the course is that it's designed for agents, but it's made for investors. I want to bridge the gap.
Okay.
Agents have this like bad taste in their mouth about wholesalers because they're naive to the process and they don't like when they don't understand what's going on. That's one. Investors don't know to work with agents because they're either taught to go work with other wholesalers or, again, direct to seller.
Or they're intimidated.
That too. They feel like because they're a licensed real estate agent that they're like attorney or something. Like, no, these are random people in the world that just passed a test, like myself.
Yep.
So like at this point, you just go in, you build those relationships. You understand, again, the gap can get bridged where we're like, okay, here we go. We've got understanding of how we can both benefit each other. Realtors know how to work with investors. Investors know how to work with realtors. There's $0 it costs.
What about people that have done a few deals? They kind of know the process. Is this for them?
So I would say for them, add this tool to the tool belt.
That's it.
You can make another $100K in a year. I mean, I just put up their $100K in commission. I didn't even realize it was that much. That's in 90 days. We're going to make probably $500,000 in commission this year.
But what if it's not an agent? Somebody that's done a few deals, they have no license, but they want to do deals they want to go direct to the source of people that see. As we're getting started, the toughest thing is finding leads, which means what is that's somebody that actually is going to sell their property. They've made the decision to sell their property.
Right.
Well, we know that people want to sell their property when it's on the market.
Of course.
We know they want to sell the property when they have a real estate agent.
Yep.
That's the point of them doing that. So instead of, you're getting rid of all of the mystery of, do they really want to sell? Am I talking to a bunch of looky-loos? Do they have motivation to sign on the dotted line to transfer title to somebody else? Right?
Yep.
That's all gone. So you're going direct to it.
The agents are your leads.
Yeah.
And so you just got to understand is that it's a numbers game. There's some things you have to be very specific on how you word, and we're going to go through all that in the training, but you just got to make sure you're setting the expectations properly. That's the word I'm going to use a million times over is expectations.
Yeah, sure.
As long as you're doing that properly with the agents, it's a win-win. You're understanding that the agents don't get paid until they close the deal, so they are working even harder on your behalf to go and find the opportunities. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's put this up, Matt. Put it up. Mind-blowing wholesaling strategy. There you go. That is there at, this starts in a half hour, guys. So go to ttpagents.com. Check it out. Ryan's going to be really breaking down this whole process, a lot more than just me standing here picking questions at him. He's got a whole presentation, and it's absolutely bananas. So, yeah, check it out, guys. It is ttpagents.com. We will see you at 11 o'clock. Pacific Standard Time. Strap in, get your pad, get your pen, get ready, because it's going to this is going to add that 100, 200, 300. It just depends on where you're at in your business. 100,000 to your business this year. So take the notes, get ready. Half hour. We'll see you there.